playing a bit of the soundtrack from Ghoul Busters, which is launching about a day from now. So that's pretty exciting. I just wanted to take this moment to sit down and have a bit of a chat and reflect on everything that's led up to the launch of Silver Falls Ghoul Busters for the Nintendo 3DS. I just want to start this out by thanking everyone. This is my personal thank you to everyone who has been supporting Silver Falls, and for even people who have just found out about Silver Falls and are enjoying the games. I just want to thank you personally. I'm not a content creator. I'm not a big fancy celebrity. I'm just a guy, and I'm doing what I want to do with my life, which is make video games. It's been extremely challenging this past year, and if you guys are just checking in, you haven't kept up with what's happened over the past year. I've been working on 7 games, so I wanted to bring something special to the Wii U and 3DS. It has been an immense amount of work and an incredible project, and I absolutely would not have been able to do it without the support of all of you. So I just want to thank you, all of you, for that. So Ghoul Busters will be launching in North America on July 14, and we will be launching in Europe a few weeks later, as soon as possible. Nintendo's just giving the game one more check over everything, making sure everything is just right, and then we will be able to launch. So I think this is it's an incredible sense of catharsis in that this game was originally developed, was planned to be developed. I got a way into the development for the 3DS, and if you were not around when we first launched 3 Down Stars, what happened was I worked on that game 120 hours a week for about 2.5 years before I launched it. It was a destructive process. It was extremely difficult. My health really suffered as a result, but I launched the game and I had extreme problems with the development environment. If you've heard of the game engine Unity, I used Unity for 3DS to create 3 Down Stars, and it did not go well because the engine was not well suited for the 3DS. So when 3 Down Stars launched, it was extremely buggy, but I had to launch the game in order to get revenue coming into my studio to pay my bills. I fund the studio out of my own pocket. I don't have external investors, and that means that I'll continue to be able to make the games that I want to make. I think I'll just adjust the camera a little bit. How about that? It's facing downward, just probably a little too much. And so because of that risk, it has been an extremely difficult past few years. And I had to cancel our other 3DS games that I had planned and in development because when I launched 3 Down Stars, it was quite glitchy, and I've spent the past 2 years or so continually updating the game. I've brought in improvements, new content. All of the new content is totally free. I've brought in a number of requests from people who have enjoyed 3 Down Stars, but unfortunately, the vast majority of reviews for 3 Down Stars were very negative. Early on, people were not happy with the glitches, and unfortunately, the game didn't really ever get revisited from reviewers that much. I think we had maybe one reviewer from a more recent update. So, look, I'll level with you. It's quite frustrating and difficult, but that's the sort of thing where in your life, you're going to experience many failures in your life, and you have to let those failures stay where they are in the past. You can't let any kind of failure slow you down. You can't let it fill you with negativity, and you can't let it stop your spirit from going where it needs to go, and it can't let your failure stop you from doing what you need to do. I don't view 3 Down Stars as a failure, but when you're getting negative reviews after negative reviews, it can feel like a failure, but you can't let the world tell you what you are doing. You do what you want to do because you've chosen to do it, and you believe in what you're doing. And that's why I've continued the Silver Falls series, is I believe in it. I believe in what I'm doing, and I want to show my appreciation for everyone that has been supporting. So for everyone out there, You know who you are. You've been so supportive, even through all the difficult years that we've had. It feels like we've been on a journey together with Three Down Stars because we have fought and fought to get to where we are now. The next update for Three Down Stars is going to be something special. I'm adding some new content. It's going to fix some glitches, and it is absolutely not the game that launched 2 years ago. It's really become something that I truly believe in, and I don't regard it as a failure at all. I view it as a massive accomplishment, and I have everyone around the world to thank for that. So, Ghoul Busters, this game, while it seems like it's for everyone, Ghoul Busters, I worked extremely hard on this, especially for you guys. Ghoul Busters is especially for you, for everyone that has been supporting Silverfall since the beginning, even people who have just started playing the games because they just found out, for people that have been enjoying the series. Ghoul Busters is for you. I know people were disappointed when I had to announce Ghoul Busters was canceled originally a few years ago. And again, that had to do with I just wasn't able to make any revenue on the 3DS because of the negative reviews towards Three Down Stars. And I didn't see a way of using Unity in a way that I could make it work reliably. But I've been pushing myself to improve as a developer, and I believe that this is a game that people will enjoy and have a huge amount of fun with. So I'm very much looking forward to hearing from all of you as you play Ghoul Busters when it launches, and I'd love to hear the things that you find funny. I'd love to hear what parts you think are frustrating and difficult, and then I love to hear when you get some awesome item and you figure out how to get through a difficult part and you say, oh man, this item is so cool, I wish I could just stockpile, a certain item. So again, Ghoul Busters is a massive thank you to all of you. And we still have Guardians and Metal Exterminators coming to the 3DS, and that is new, 3DS only. We also have Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers coming to 3DS, and we have Vicarious Brothers coming to 3DS. For the Wii U, we have White Inside Its Umbra, we have Undertakers, and we have Gaiden. And of course, all the games are different. I really hope that I was able to bring something exciting and new, and hopefully one of these games appeals to the kind of game that you enjoy playing. All of these games play very differently from each other, and it was very important to me that people all around the world had a way to celebrate the Wii U and 3DS, since the eShops are being discontinued for sales. You'll still be able to download all the games that you've purchased, all the DLC and updates. You'll still be able to access those for years to come. Nintendo has advised us that you won't lose access to your purchases, but as of March next year, you won't be able to purchase new games. So hopefully, with these games that are launching, we can say, all right, then we did send these consoles off with a bang, and I want you to know that I've worked my absolute hardest. I occasionally get messages from people asking how I was able to do that, because for full-time production, I started all 7 of these games in March. Since the beginning of the year, I was already working on White Inside Its Umbra. But when people ask how I was able to do it, I generally don't say much. I don't want it to make it seem like, oh, I'm working so hard, look at me, I want attention. That's not what it's about, because we all have our careers, we all have our jobs that are quite difficult, and we just push through to the end of the day to get done what needs to be done. So my answer for everyone who has asked how I was able to make these 7 games, every day I work as hard as I can. I push myself to my absolute limit, and I work as fast and as hard as I can. And once I find that point where, all right, this is the maximum, this is the fastest I can go, I push past that. I push as hard as I can, and I work even faster. I work even harder. And when I get to the end of the week, even night to night, and at the end of the week, and I feel absolutely exhausted, and it feels like that's it. I have nothing left in the tank. There's no way I could work even another minute. I'm utterly exhausted. I can't keep going. Once I reach that point, I just take a deep breath and I keep going. I grit my teeth and I push past that and I say, all right, I know I'm exhausted. It feels like there's no way I can continue further, and I just keep going. I grit my teeth, I work as hard and as fast as I can, and that's how I was able to get these games to Nintendo in time. So all these games, the submission started process has started with Nintendo, and I'm currently this month I'm finishing Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers for 3DS and Gaiden for Wii U. Hopefully, I'll be able to submit both of those games to Nintendo. On a personal note, for me personally, it doesn't feel like it's possible. I look at the amount of time that I have, I look at the work that I've done and that I have left to do, and it doesn't feel like it's possible. And even then, I don't let something like that discourage me. I don't have any negativity towards that. I don't have any self pity. I think, all right, I see what needs to be done. I'm going to work as hard as I can. I'll try and push past my limits and I'll see if I can make it happen. Hopefully, I can get these two games submitted to Nintendo this month. And Vicarious Brothers, with any luck, I should be able to submit that to Nintendo next month. And that would mean all 7 games that people have been looking forward to, that have been cheering me on for these games, I will be able to deliver on that process. And if it turns out that I'm not able to get these games to Nintendo on time, and they do have to be stopped because I'm taking too long to develop them, it's totally not Nintendo's fault. They've put in a massive amount of support because they understand this is a way for people to celebrate these consoles and to send these consoles off with a bang. If something happens and the games end up they can't go through, it's entirely on me. We're all human. We all have human limitations. And eventually I am going to reach a point where maybe I won't be able to keep pushing any further. But we haven't got to that point yet. Nintendo has been immensely supportive, so I am just so appreciative for them and for understanding that people want a positive way to view the end of eShop sales. And I think Nintendo understands that, and that's why they've been supporting these games. So this is my message to you. I want to thank you personally for supporting Silver Falls. I couldn't imagine when I first started writing this series, I never imagined I would have such incredible support, that I would get to meet and chat with such awesome people from all around the world. We have people in the Discord that we chat with. There are people in the comment sections on YouTube, people that DM me, and we'll just, chat about games. Sometimes people send me a picture of something funny they see in one of the Silver Falls games, or a cool scene that they see in the games that they really enjoy. And I appreciate that. And it's because of all of you guys. It's because you personally have let me know that you enjoy these games. That's what keeps me feeling positive and motivated to push past my limits, to keep working as hard as I can. So I'm extremely happy with how Ghoul Busters has turned out. There were some features that I had to cut because I ran out of development time, but the end product is something I'm very proud of, and I really hope that you have a massive amount of fun with that. I hope you can sit around with your friends or your family, maybe pass the console back and forth and have a laugh and enjoy the game together. So please take care of yourselves. Please be well. I'll do my best to get Ghoul Busters launched in Europe as soon as I can. I'm going for a hike tomorrow morning. Going to take a deep breath, breathe in some fresh air, and get ready for the Ghoul Busters launch. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Be well, and again, thank you. I'll see you around.